Welcome to the Mayor's Update.
Hey, welcome back to everyone. I know that we pretty much took a week off because
We did.
we had a number of things happen.
There were some very big things that happened in my life.
Yes,
Another baby,
there you go.
little Louie.
Amazing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We were singing a Louie Louie.
Yeah, excellent.
Whoa. We
I
gotta
like
go.
it.
Yeah.
I'm
All
sorry,
last night it was a dance party.
Chocolate cakes came to mind when you said Louis.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So many.
That's,
A lot of
that's
chocolate
just
this
me.
past
There's
weekend.
not that there's food in my life. Yeah. Oh, yes, Easter. Yes.
Great
Is everybody
Easter.
chocolated out from Easter? I gave it away to people to take home, so there was none left in the house.
Yeah.
I kept going today.
Yeah. Well.
No.
Yeah.
What kind of chocolate though?
Oh, a mix.
Mhm.
All the Lind?
Lind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cadbury, all the
Yeah.
amazing stuff and some of the really cheap stuff too. And
Yeah. I'm a fan of Eggies. I could eat
I love
Eggies
those,
with a
yeah.
spoon
And some
like cereal.
caramel eggies today.
Don't tell them I
Oh,
did
the
that.
caramel
No.
eggies. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. Not the Cadbury eggs though. Sorry.
Oh no, love them both. Love
No, I
them
know.
all. We
It's
can
too
keep
sweet,
talking
too sweet.
about
I
good
was- you're right.
candy,
We need to
but
move
I'll
on.
gain weight
Yeah.
just by talking about it. I have Stephanie who knocks food out of my hand, which is exactly perfect. All right, we've got guests today.
We have
It's not
amazing
just
guests.
you and me.
I know.
right?
This is like,
And
I'm in
so-
shock. We've got
we-
two guests even.
Right.
Two fantastic guests. They've both been on the show
I
before.
don't think it's been
We have
yeah.
Angela DeVries from the St. Thomas Elgin Home Builders Association. We
Yes.
have Paul Jenkins, the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce,
Right.
as well as ourselves.
Well, and they have events coming up.
Many
and we need
events.
to talk about them.
All
And
of
we have
them.
other things happening in
Mhm.
St. Thomas, so we better get to it.
Yeah.
Angela, we're going to you first.
Oh, okay.
All right,
So,
home show coming up
Yeah.
starting next Friday. I can't wait. It's one of my favorite weekends as the mayor. I get to stand there and talk to the people from St. Thomas and surrounding area, especially those that live in other municipalities around us that pay more taxes. I like pointing that out to them at the home show in St. Thomas. But the home builders do an excellent job of putting a classy event on where we can actually talk about St. Thomas and hundreds of products, right,
Yeah.
for remodeling your home.
Absolutely. So we have over 100 vendors this
Yes.
year. Sold out show. It sold out weeks ago. We have inquiries still coming in every day, which just showcases.
Well, can I sell off my booth?
Oh,
Make a profit?
You can
No,
bid.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kidding.
More.
Yeah.
What is that, scalp your booth?
That'd be amazing.
I just stand in the hallway then and talk. I'm okay at talking from wherever I am.
Well, hopefully you're joining us. We have our vendor
I am.
social from 3 to 5, so it's a really great way for other businesses to meet other people within, similar industries and support each other in that way. And then the kickoff is at 5 p.m. Friday evening. We're open all weekend. It is a kid-friendly event. We have free parking, shuttles. If it happens to be raining,
Yes.
we can shuttle you right to the front door. So there'll be signs all around Wellington Street and.
That's a good question. Do you hope for rain or do you hope for sunniness? I think sometimes we say, oh, it's too nice out, so people stayed home.
Absolutely,
So we want,
as much rain as possible.
Yeah, so to get more people
snow
there.
Even
Right.
light snow, maybe.
oh, hail from heaven.
No more snow. I'm done with
more
snow.
Okay. We'll go with Grayden's request
Yeah.
for no more snow. Now, your opening day is on the Friday, and we have Paul here today to talk about another event that's Friday night. So just so the mayor has to run from one to another, what's yours?
Well, we're keeping it simple. You're going to go from the Joe Thornton Community
Yep.
Center to Memorial Arena.
Yep.
And it's our the Impact Awards, the ultimate celebration, as we call
Of
it.
business in our community.
Of business excellence in our community.
Yep.
So we've got four-time Olympian Jeremiah Brown, who was sitting on a couch, I think a little bit depressed, and then from that kind of epiphany that he would have experienced, 4 years later, he was competing in the Summer Olympics in London, England, not the London just north of us. And so he's the keynote speaker. And then otherwise, we've got 7 awards recognizing 21 finalists.
Incredible
Right?
finalists.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
you might have a little bias on a few categories.
On one or two, I
right?
do,
Right?
of course.
100%. But
There was not a bad choice in the 21.
no, and
That's
it's,
the
it's
best
amazing.
way to put it,
And
right?
I think that the beauty one, this isn't lip service, but everyone wins. Everyone's a
Oh, no,
winner
no, to
already.
talk
right?
about
like
it.
even just in terms of that nomination, and we want to make sure people feel that they're recognized and celebrated.
Right.
But yeah, like whether it's a new business, young professional of the year, established business made like landmark contributions to our community, we want to recognize them all, celebrate together. with the community that we call home. So yeah, we're pumped about that. But if you can find one arena in St. Thomas next weekend, you're going to find
have great
you're going to have
stuff
one
in
great
either
event to go
arena.
to. I mean, if you can find both, like,
Any of the arenas in St. Thomas,
I know,
phenomenal
I know.
events are
They
happening.
tore down my arena growing up was Northside, and it no longer exists.
Yeah,
So,
wouldn't be a good event there
right,
right
and
now.
it would be
No.
damn cold in that arena because it was always cold.
We did
in
pass
that
some
arena.
money towards the pool tonight, though. So we're
Wait,
doing some
what?
remodeling on the JC's pool. But let's not go there. Let's. So do you
Questions will
still
start
have
rolling.
tickets
Yeah.
available?
Maybe 10 to 20.
Okay, so we wanna fill in some gaps.
We'd love to fill in some gaps,
Right.
but you want to know what? It's as close to sold out, and we're happy with
Paul?
that right now. Yes,
The
Grayden.
food showcase. We haven't even talked about that yet. You
Right.
get your money in food when you go to the Impact Awards.
Yeah,
Because we
Well, I
have
would think
what
so.
we have an oyster bar.
yep.
We've got a mashed potato bar.
Oh, one of my favorite things.
We've got a full barbecue menu. We've got a candy bar, and we have a sushi bar.
Yeah, and I feel like we
Wow.
missed something else.
Well, there's the charcuterie.
there's the
a full
charcuterie
range.
from Let It Be Charcuterie.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Glencoe. We've got
The
you mentioned
appetizers
Plaza
from Royal Oak.
Sushi, Royal Oak, who does just phenomenal food.
Yes.
If anyone's looking to retire into a beautiful community, check out Royal Oak.
Yeah.
Royal Oak for sure.
I think I'll be shuttling over for dinner.
No,
I know.
Yeah, you should.
How
You
do
should
we
just
get-
shuttle
How do
over.
I go to one the other? Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Angela, you can't sell out. You're open for tickets all day long, and you want it to be shoulder
Yeah.
to shoulder in there.
That's right.
You've sold out all the booths, so people coming know that's going to happen for
Yes.
them, right? But if you do sell out, we just put a sign on Memorial Arena. Go to the Joe Thornton Center,
Right?
right? Head on over there. Friday night we'll be hopping,
Mhm.
right?
That's right.
Yeah. And like for the home show, we've all been there. There's amazing deals there from all the vendors as
Oh, yes.
well. So whether you're looking for like landscaping to decks to actually building a home, you've got
Yeah.
everything. What else do they have there?
Yeah. Well, this year we would like to thank Silverthorne, Beamish,
Mm-hmm.
and Milo
Right.
Outdoor Living for being our sponsors this year. And when you come in, you'll get to see some of their great handiwork at the front entrance. And we have over $5,000 worth of prizes. So if you visit all the whistle stops, which will be outlined on a map right when you come in.
Yeah.
Also, when you come in, you get a free Wendy's burger coupon.
Oh, who's that from?
How do you go wrong with that?
Is that from
Right?
Wendy's?
Yeah.
From Wendy's.
From our mayor?
Yes.
As a gift?
That's right.
This is maybe our
Free popcorn.
100th
too.
year in a row of sponsoring the home
That's
show.
right. I think St. Thomas Home Builders has owned this home show for over 20 years.
Yeah.
and
Wow.
I think that we
There's
haven't
some
missed a
burgers
year
flying
except
for
for
a while.
years that we couldn't let people gather. So,
The COVID years?
yeah.
Yes, with
The
exception
lost
of
years?
those-
We still talk about that.
No.
No.
Okay.
No, we don't. We don't. We're still, it's as if they didn't exist and this is the next annual.
I
Right.
haven't decided what the prize will be at the home builders table yet.
Right.
So if anybody
Mhm.
has suggestions,
Well.
I was thinking TV, something like that.
Mm.
But it's, and we have 50-50. And last year I
Right.
was the
It
winner of
was
that was
huge.
pretty happy person.
Right.
So we're selling the 50-50 throughout the weekend.
And there's lots of
Yeah.
neat gifts too. I mean, it isn't
Yeah.
just the big prizes. That's fantastic. But almost every booth you visit has something about their
Yeah.
business, or I know that we have little tiny elephants as
A lot
part
of
of the city of
giveaways.
St. Thomas.
A lot
Yeah.
of giveaways.
Yeah.
Probably some Easter chocolate here and there.
Oh,
You never
sure.
know.
Yeah.
That seems to be a theme.
Yeah.
Free popcorn at the entrance I mentioned.
If you're looking
and
for pens,
a lot of
Yeah.
takeaways.
Lot-
there,
lot of
you know.
stuff. Yeah.
Bring your bag, shopping
Right.
bag, and fill
Yes.
it up. And while you're there, you'll meet from home renovation, home builders,
Mhm.
a lot of kitchen demonstrations, things like that, and hands-on.
I'm gonna-
some of
Yeah.
the
Tell you-
coffee.
A couple of years in a row, maybe 3, I went and worked the home show with Bill Beamish from Beamish Landscape, because we could just hang out all weekend and it was a lot of fun. But he would go there this time of year with the need to fill some more jobs for summer.
Mhm.
By the time the home show was over, Bill had more work than he could take on. He always had to hire people after the home show in order to
That's
be
right.
able to take on the work that he brought in at the
Mm.
home show. Just love what our
Yeah.
local businesses can do and do
And
at the home
that's
show.
the goal, that we're offering local business owners that opportunity to meet thousands of people
Yeah.
in one
Mhm.
weekend.
Yeah.
and it's the personal connection. Like
Oh,
you've got a site like St. Thomas Happenings, and there are a lot of people that advertise on there that are like, I do this, I do that, but like you have no connection to those people at all, and you don't know if it's a scam. And they'll say, "Oh,
Well,
give
till
me
you
the
meet them
deposit."
face to face, it's hard to hire someone for
Yeah.
$1,000 jobs, right?
Yeah.
So this is a great place. The home builders really do a magnificent job of bringing together local people who do great work in our
Mhm.
community, and someone who's a business advertising at the home show, you feel a very good connection. You know that if
Yeah.
something was to go wrong or something not to happen, there's a whole path you can go
Mhm.
back through as to why that worked well for you.
Yeah. And speaking of businesses, let's talk a little bit about the ones that are being recognized
Yes.
via the Chamber and the Impact Awards, because there's 21
Impact,
businesses and
yeah.
people that are nominated.
Yep. Got a
There
few
is-
categories?
A number, Angela's got the convenient a few notes in front of her, so
Being prepared.
I'm doing. I
We
know,
won't
I know,
hold
and
you to
Don't
no
miss
guys.
anybody, Paul.
I was grilling her at the fire. I'm
Right.
like, so 21 right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
One of the notable things we did this year is we want to keep it fresh, make it as relevant as possible to the business community. So we have a Champions of the Earth Award this year for the
Right.
first time.
Yes.
Finalists for that would Doug Terry Homes, which is probably no surprise to
Oh, with
to
the great
anyone.
work they do
the
on
Royal
do-
Containers, one
Yes.
of our newer businesses that has a full life cycle, which
Yeah.
I find is part
It's
of
incredible.
Well, their sustainability of cardboard
Isn't it?
and printing and how it works through that organization was
Mhm.
beyond me when I knew it. I used to buy boxes from them because I thought they're a box supplier.
And what a
And then I
beautiful
learned what they
facility
really
have.
do.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Their,
It's
their
incredible.
facility is
Yeah.
pristine,
Yeah.
beautiful,
And I-
welcoming.
I've had a chance
Mhm.
to tour it a few times, and
Yep.
the one thing I thought was super, well, one I learned, I was like, today year old
Mhm.
when I learned that is that the most recyclable thing in any of our blue boxes is paper and corrugate. 'Cause
Right.
It has actually an economic utility, unlike some other plastics.
It's worthwhile doing,
Right?
because
But-
the
but I
cost
didn't
of
know what-
recycling it is as cheap as recycling.
I would have put
right?
money on aluminum being
No.
that element, and it's not. So I mean, so they're really great. And then the St. Thomas Elevated Park, who
Yeah.
took a former industrial
Train trestle.
infrastructure
Yeah,
place
yeah.
and greened it up. So I mean, that's just one example. But I mean, again, you've got people that are starting off in their career for a new business award. You've got people that are helping to establish the next generation of businesses here by supporting and building that community to
Right.
our Young Professionals Award. We have our Circle of Excellence Award that kind of recognizes longstanding contributions to it. So we have amazing nominees, an amazing lineup of, we've already discussed the food. We've got a great speaker.
Yep.
And ultimately,
It's always a fun
I mean,
evening.
we're fully biased here. Like,
Yeah.
like
I mean,
Angela is a
Angela's-
board member for the St.
A lot of
Thomas and
fun
District
guests.
Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
Grayden's a board
Right.
member for the St. Thomas and District Chamber of Commerce. You were the president at one point, weren't you?
Well, a
the
chair
point or
twice,
chair,
right?
I
Three
think-
times,
I
twice.
think we've upped
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
naming
Yeah.
to president. You would be
Yeah.
president
Right.
today if you were
Yeah.
in there. So, I mean, we're fully biased. And I think the thing also in terms of the home show, I mean, I participated in the home show before I participated in anything chamber related, and that was when I was running the fundraising for the hospital foundation. So it's a great
Yes.
way to connect for the community. And I think right now, especially as we're growing so fast, we're growing in diversity. It's a great way for folks maybe new to the community to come in,
Right.
figure out what those offerings are, and shop local with our amazing
Well,
home builders, our
that's-
amazing suppliers.
Meet the
Yeah.
face
It's
of the
really-
company that you've heard of so much, right? But I mean, I went last year and met people whose businesses I've been wanting to go visit. This is at the Ignite. Well, the same thing with the home show, right? You put a face, you put a name, and we've become good friends in a lot of cases by sitting at a table with somebody. Or I'm kind of shy, so I get up and wander around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super
I
shy.
got over my shyness. All right.
It's a great point that Paul makes, is the chamber has supported the home show for many,
Yep.
many years. And not only do we like to highlight our STEHBA members, we also recognize a lot of the chamber members that are vendors there
Yes.
as well. And we both have, as associations, have an application process and an approval process that we go through. And so you know that a lot of those people at the show are reputable and members and engaged in our community.
Mhm. That's a really good point, actually, the engagement side of things, because every community needs businesses that are engaged and giving back
Yes.
and volunteering. Like if you look at the Kinsman Easter egg hunt that was this
How many
past
businesses?
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and we volunteered to be involved in the Easter egg hunt for kids, because boy, why wouldn't you want your name attached to something as good as what the Kinsmen do in our community?
Thousands of dollars. I think it was like $5,000 of chocolate they gave out to the community
And they're
this
helping
year.
us with our parking, right? So
Yeah.
there's a bit of a traffic overflow, so we've got some help with
The
funding.
So we're
Kinsmen-
all going to take a moment. Like, I love our civic organizations
Yeah,
here locally.
let's do
with
it.
The Kinsmen, but again, if you're part of those groups, thank you, because the work you do and the involvement it has is tremendous.
Well,
And
you
if
make
you're
our
not, join
community
them.
glow.
Right.
And you're right. And sometimes you wonder, what else can I do in my community? And I'm asked that a lot. You're the mayor. What else could I do? And I try to suggest agencies and groups like the Kinsmen, the Golden K, and others that are involved in a lot, Knights of Columbus,
Rotary, Knights of Columbus,
right? All involved in a lot of great events, and some of the other, like the YWCA and the Youth Unlimited. We got so many things you can do on our community if you want to. So do 5. I went out and delivered Meals on Wheels for VON last Thursday.
Yeah, I saw
It was
that.
a riot, right? Oh, I will tell you, when the mayor knocks on somebody's house, they're what are you doing here? I'm collecting the taxes personally this year. No, it was delivering meals. And it was fun, right? With a Golden Cave volunteer.
Another thing we haven't talked about, because we didn't touch base last week, was the Shamrock Shuffle.
Oh, yes. And how successful that was.
It was
And
incredible.
I saw some photos of
I
Amazing
volunteered
photos.
some time to do some photos and help promote the
and I
event
saw
and
some
get the word out.
photos of the egg hunt this year.
I did that.
Very good job. And so sometimes I live vicariously through Grayden's ability to take photos or drone shots.
And I've got
He stopped sleeping though. Like,
No, I know. I know what a little child in your house does to your sleeping patterns, right? And so, yeah, he's running on energy right now. We probably should get him a coffee. He
one of
probably
these
needs
days.
caffeine.
One of these days.
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to a Boat Home Comfort who helped sponsor the
Yes.
community photography for the Kinsman's egg hunt
Egg
this
hunt.
year. Because if I don't have the extra companies coming in to help support, I can't cover all the costs to do it all myself.
Right.
Because there's so many amazing events. I want to cover them all, but it takes other companies helping to fund those things to step up. And that allows me to create the archive.
Perfect.
So now I have like a decade's worth of photos from our community in my archive, thanks to all these different businesses. Wendy's is another one.
Right.
So shout out to you and Wendy's
you.
for helping.
We love.
Yeah.
Look, we don't only love being in this community, we love helping out in our community. It's not a bad thing. And Marcy has just been phenomenal. I couldn't do what I do in this community without her doing what she does at Wendy's. And so glad she's one of the nominees this year. And I'm so pleased. I said it to somebody else the other day. 24 years later, Marcy has made me an overnight success. She knows how to run a business, and I know how to go in and cause chaos.
And I'll just full disclosure, nothing to do with in the determination of the finalists. That's a separate committee of past years' awards. But Marcy Pierce, who has an awesome story about joining this in high school. I believe she
14 years old.
Wendy's.
She started working with me.
And you're what, the number 4 or 5, 5th busiest
in Canada, depending what week it is. We're somewhere between there and 2.
If it's depending on week, sometimes number 1.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? Come on.
So in St. Thomas, Ontario, and I have to blame Marcy because I'm not there. Stephanie's been out working at Wendy's now too, so it's a neat thing.
I saw her there on Thursday.
Yeah, she said she saw you.
Yeah, it was great.
So that's been neat. So I get reports now. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going in to edit.
Go.
I was like, I'm just going to get a burger, do some editing. And I was like, oh, hey,
No,
there are so many people coming through the Wendy's on the Thursday.
It is a place to go visit whoever you want. But beyond that,
oh my goodness,
the Ignite Awards and our home show.
Impact.
I said Ignite
Well,
again.
Well, no, but the Ignite Center, the Impact.
No, we got them all. Didn't I say this one of the last times?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a brain injury. I'm going to get over it. It will cure itself. And our home builders home show are. If you want to see what the flavor of a community is like, this is 2 of the greatest things you could see and around the same weekend.
Yeah.
And we'll point out some others as we go on through the rest of the year. But this is really, as a mayor, you wander through the home show smiling. You go, this is what this is about. You go to a great award show, right? And have other people come tell us what they've done. That your Olympian this year is really a neat thing. I'm waiting to hear, right? Because I still think I could, I don't know, maybe make it as a curler. I don't know. Yeah.
Paris isn't, it's just this summer.
Yeah. No, I
We're
get,
in.
no, maybe 4 years. Okay. Yeah. But not. It just is the fabric of a good community has these things going on. And each place we look in St. Thomas, we see great examples of that. I mean, it's the big things to the little things.
And I think with like, sorry.
No,
Anyways, I think with Angela and like our respective organizations, they're mutually beneficial. I mean, we try to support you and just similarly on the other side of things. So I mean, and again, I go back to a lot of the times I say there's something is unique about our community, and that's our ability or willingness to collaborate versus compete. I mean, I represent businesses, so I want that competition is an important piece. But at some point when we know that we're in this together, the high tides, raising all boats. Let's do that. Anyways, I apologize.
I was just going to mention, I mean, you kind of reminded me of the social aspect of these events, and we've incorporated this year something a little bit new, Lounge Lane.
Oh,
We will have some licensed vendors in a section integrated right into the show this
so
year.
if I wander down that lane, I can
You can stop, but you can't, you've
look.
got some
There
passing
isn't a
points.
spot of the show I miss,
we'll
and
have
many I repeat back. No.
So there will be a brewery on site, some wine, things like that, local vendors. And so a social space. And,
Great. And I think that's good too. I mean, look at how we keep making great events, greater. Right. Yeah. I guess that's a word. Except that when my never mind. Perfect. We need this to continue to grow. Can we get a bigger facility to do more of this? Because I know you're held to a size.
Yeah.
I know when you went looking for what's the biggest place I can put on this show this year.
If we build another arena bigger than the Joe Thornton Center, I think we should actually probably start angling for an NHL team, because I think the Joe can fit about 3/4 of what the Phoenix Coyotes can.
Oh no,
like
agreed.
legit,
Yeah,
like straight up.
I've
So,
seen
I mean,
it.
You don't think Gary Bettman, if you're watching this tonight, get St. Thomas, Ontario on your docket as wanting an NHL franchise.
Yeah.
Do you think the folks who run 1Password have any interest in an NHL team? We should ask Joan Reimel.
No.
Her daughter is interested.
We have some other great big businesses in our community too, but we know they'll all be passionate about their community, and those that aren't, we don't really talk about. But those that are, we're really I'm anxious to tell everybody about great people. Right?
Absolutely.
Can we, just a couple of things. I don't know how much time we have left, but
We've got 6 minutes.
Before we do another show,
Yeah.
right, we will be having a total eclipse
Of the heart.
of the heart. Why don't we just sing? Right. Next Monday in the mid-afternoon, the total eclipse part is about 3 minutes long or 4 minutes long in the 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock hour. But the partial eclipse going in and the partial eclipse going out will attract millions of people to Southern Ontario to see something that we'll never see again in my lifetime. Some of you may live long enough to see the next one.
Here's hoping.
It's important. But we wanted to make sure we shared with everybody the safety of that day, ensure you have the proper glasses in order to look at it. Bring your patients with you. There will be a pile of traffic in Southern Ontario, all across Southern Ontario. Spread yourselves out, and we'd love you to come through St. Thomas on the way to Port Stanley and help all the businesses. But remember, it's April. We're not open for beach business everywhere. We're open for you to come, right? But the washrooms might not be. The restaurants might not be, and please try and share what you can of the goodness of where you come from when you come to our area next Monday. Another thing that's happening next Monday, first thing in the morning,
Very
is
exciting.
our first bus to London.
Hey.
The mayor is getting on and paying his fare and riding the whole route Monday at 8:05 from our transit center. We hope the bus is full, and we hope it stays that way over 6 runs a day, Monday to Friday. And look, it's all online as to where you go, right? Basically, you're leaving St. Thomas and heading to London White Oaks. through the industrial park, over to Dorchester, turning around and coming back the same way. We now are connected to the world, connected to all the things that can get us somewhere else. And that doesn't mean we want you to leave St. Thomas. We want to make it easier for you to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? To go where you need, whether it's post-secondary education in London or health visits in London or wherever that rest of that track takes you.
Mm-hmm.
But your hometown is St. Thomas, and we think we've just made it better.
Yeah, I think it's so cool. I looked at the map too, because Dorchester has kind of made itself this hub.
Yeah.
Right? It goes all the way up to Woodstock, and then it goes up in like past Arvi, I think, and then into the center of
Middlesex
London.
County has done a great job, and that's why they came to us and said, can we be part of what you want to do? We said, Middlesex County, come join us. We're happy. We think from here, we could also do a similar thing. Can we get a daily run from St. Thomas to Port Stanley? Amazing. I would think so. I would think maybe also Elmer. But let's get this pilot project up and shining and going. And we're happy. It's been, we think, over 20 years since there's been daily transportation to London and back.
$5.
$5. Get on, pay $5.
This is crazy.
Get off and say, wow, that was fun.
I want to
get
stop
back
by my
on,
house.
pay $5. No.
I was looking at the route. I want to stop by my house so I can hop on there, go to London, and come back. Because honestly, I would pay that much in gas just to go up and back.
Right.
So like, plus wear and tear
Well,
on your
we'll be
vehicle,
expecting
like,
Jess and the kids to be out at the road.
Yep.
With their $5 bills.
We're all gonna go.
Yep.
$5.
Perfect. All right. Look, we just keep taking some leaps forward in St. Thomas, and groups like the Chamber of Commerce and the home builders are why we're taking these leaps forward. People are choosing St. Thomas because it is the right place to move to and has the right product.
Yeah.
Way to go.
We're high-fiving at the end here.
And you were going to talk about the goals in terms of home building in St. Thomas, because you had a goal set, right?
Yes, I set a goal last year, 2023, that we would build 500 homes in St. Thomas.
Yep.
And we built 483. So 17 less than I predicted. I figure that's close. It's in the margin of error.
It was plus or minus 17, I believe.
Right. No, I think that's what the margin of error could have been.
18 times out of 20 plus.
We broke all records in building permits last year here in St. Thomas. And
not laws, just records.
No, building permits, and without one dime of Volkswagen or PowerCo yet.
Yeah. It's incredible.
That will start clicking in this year as we start building there. We'll start to see building permit dollars from them. But building permits from some of those cranes you see in the air and apartment buildings, some of them will come into this year. Some were in last year. That's where some of this was. We're proud of what we're able to do. If we're going to grow at the rate we now say, we knew we were growing at 1,000 people a year. We're now growing at 2,000 people a year since the Volkswagen announcement. We got to be able to house them.
And that's where I wanted to get into. So basically, that's spaces for 2,000 people.
Right.
Almost 500 homes.
You got 500 homes. You see at least 1,000 people with 2 per home, but it's probably 3 per home.
3 per home.
Depending on this, a lot of last year's growth was in market rent apartments, but those are 1, 2s, and 3s, and so there's that's the growth. That's what we're doing.
We've got another thing to talk about. We're running out of time. We'll run a little bit later just because we just had some questions come in. This is a question that we've been hunting down for months. Dale. Okay, so Dale's question is about bus stops. Now, he might have another one in here, but let's get to the bus stop one, because there were bus stops that were missing.
You
talked to the people in city.
Right. And we've now ordered the signs, Dale, for the bus stops that are missing. And so you will see very soon a number of those signs on Talbot Street going up back where there are bus stops going back, and we should call the Dale Cummings Memorial bus stop.
Absolutely.
Because he has been bugging me for about 2
He got
months
it. He was right, and he got it.
Way to go. You were right. We got it done. We went out and looked at all of them. So thank you very much for helping us solve a city problem. That's what Mayor's Update is about. You ask a question, and normally the next week we answer it. But we know we put this one off about 2 or 3 months while I got the right answer. So,
but it's been sorted out, which is just incredible. Now, his next question is...
Dale says the signs are up. What a city. Well, holy...
Whoa!
No, way to go.
I was not expecting that. That was fast.
No, that's very good.
He was asking about the glasses, the Clips glasses you're just sharing. Is there a place to get them for free for people?
I know that the health unit was handing out a lot of them, and I don't know if they have any left.
I know that Southold, if you're a Southold resident, you can get kids ones for free. They were handing them out for
Right.
free.
And
All the adult
adult
ones are gone.
They might be, yes, okay.
Yeah.
But the kids ones, I think they had some
I think
left.
you better follow up on Facebook. We're not having another mayor's update before the total eclipse last week.
Yeah.
There was some here at the city, but as of today, I stuck
Customer
one in my
service.
pocket. Yeah.
City's customer service line.
Call customer service. We'll see if they have any there. They'll certainly answer your question. And Southwest Public Health also.
Yep. Another quick question here from Greg Carey. Can you speak about Bill 23? Are duplexes and triplexes really allowed on almost any residential R1 lot in St. Thomas?
Well, 2 years ago, the City of St. Thomas Council, this great council that I love, passed the multi-unit any house.
Yep.
But there are some requirements. Look, and you still have to be able to park people. If you turn your basement into a 2-bedroom apartment and you keep the upstairs, that's a duplex now, right? But you're going to have people who need to park, so you may need 2 parking spots for that to happen. And if you build a granny suite in the backyard or turn the garage into a granny suite, again, permissible, provided you can meet some of can you hook up to city sewage and water doing it, and is there parking? So to answer your question, yes, we're trying to get many of the large old homes in St. Thomas to convert themselves into duplexes and triplexes. That is also part of the housing we have to have. Do we want good new single-family homes too? Yes, our home builders wouldn't have it any other way. Do we need lots of market rent apartments?
Yeah.
Absolutely, we need that for people. But the more we can get out of some of the existing homes in St. Thomas into duplexes and triplexes, and I'll tell you what, we've got a hugely good renovation community in this town. Many of them are members of the St. Thomas and Elgin Home Builders Association also, and that's the place to go. Find yourself a great renovator, get a quote on whether you can do that.
Yep.
It may keep a senior in their home because they're actually now have other people living in their home. It may be a way you can acquire your first home, is knowing that you can turn it into a duplex or a triplex as a way of getting into the market. And at some point in the future, perhaps reversing that. You're okay now and you don't need that. Those are all the things we want you to do here, and we need the housing.
And if you want to do something yourself, you can go to Gearling's Home Hardware, buy the supplies, get some advice,
Yes.
and give it a shot.
We did that. Yes.
You did that.
Well, we did a lot of renovation as we moved into our new condo. And I had to ask Gearlinks, could they ban my wife from going in and buying anything more? They said no, and okay, so we still owe a bill. No, it's we bought a lot of stuff from Gearlinks Home Hardware in the renovation part of our house.
I think many of us.
I'm impressed that one of our community members is familiar with Bill 23.
Yeah, isn't that something?
I'm impressed. And,
Yeah.
And our members as an association are very familiar with the rules and regulations around that bill. And one thing, not to go too much into policy, but when you're talking about purpose-built rentals, it's pretty amazing. The GST rebate is now applies to purpose-built rentals, and that was something that we were advocating for
And
many
municipalities
years.
can also still now look at reducing development charges for purpose-built rental and a number of other things. We're having lots of discussions in our new strategic plan is how do we continue to attract the 500 a year, and when we build back to single-family homes, and we have subdivision space, and we're ready to go when the interest rates are right. But let's make it so that we keep those cranes in the air in St. Thomas for decades to come. That there's always somebody here building.
Indeed.
Question from Brett Longfield for Angela. How many volunteers get involved to help at the St. Thomas Home Show?
Oh gosh, it's a pretty big team. I will thank Sharon Lechner for helping out. She's our main coordinator for this event.
Yeah.
And we're still taking volunteers. So we need front entrance, our STEHBA table, because again, there's some licensed areas. So we need a little bit more staffing happening. Setup begins Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. We're actually going to do a bit
Can I
of
be on the
time
second
lapse.
team?
And then cleanup doesn't really finish till Monday at the end of the day.
That's
So if you
right.
want
You're
to
right.
find me between that time, that's where I am at the Joe Arena. But if you want to reach out, and especially students, we do have opportunities for students to put in their volunteer hours.
There's probably hamburgers in it for them, too.
Right.
Oh yes, those.
And or a breakfast sandwich.
Oh, yes.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is it
Oh,
both
either
this
side.
year? I
Yes,
haven't
the card
actually
is
seen
either.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. There was one other question that I had come in, but we'll save that for next week because we're a little bit over time. So I'm sorry for that, but we will get to it next week. All right.
Perfect.
This has been a fantastic show.
I love having guests.
I know. Super fun. Thanks for your
I don't
time.
have
Thanks
to
for
make fun of
energy.
Grayden
Thanks for
the whole
having
show.
us.
Again, congratulations, Grayden. On
Yeah.
being-
Yeah,
Big
Yeah.
Louie.
Super excited.
Yeah.
Louie.
I voted
Yeah.
for that name, so I'm
Yeah?
very impressed.
I know. I was
What?
like,
There was a vote. There was a survey.
yeah.
Did I miss this?
You must have. I
Oh,
put
I
it out
better
on
wait.
Facebook. I was like, what do you want the name to be? What do you think? Anyway.
Oh well, I
You-
would have
you-
put Joseph in there, but
Well,
yeah.
You did lose the middle name battle, though.
I wanted Danger to be his middle name.
Right. But Jess
I was
said
fully on board.
Next.
I was fully on board.
Full on Nix. And I was like, Jess, you know what? Danger? I would have loved to have Danger as a middle name for me. Can I do this for our son?
right.
And she was like, no.
No.
Could be a nickname.
Yeah.
No.
So he's going to have a biography written about him. It's going to be Danger should have been my middle name.
Oh, I like it.
Should have been his
We're
middle
already
name.
planning future media.
Oh, yeah,
like
I
it.
got this.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. There won't be any pictures
'Cause,
of
like-
this child, right?
But I was like, as a man, and thinking back when I was a boy, I wouldn't have mind having Danger as a middle name.
No. Now that I look back, that would have been more fun.
Yeah, but it just takes a parent who's really to go,
No,
really to fight
that has
that.
some reach.
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad you tried.
I tried, but
Have you sent an actual registration yet for his name? You could take care of the paperwork.
Jess is going to start commenting.
Yeah, no. And normally she has by now when we start talking.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, guys, it's been a
Yeah,
great
we-
show. Thank
we
you
love you.
so much.
We love you. Yeah. We love you. We have stuff to talk about off air.
And we're going. Thanks again. Thanks to our viewers, our sponsors,
All right,
our
see you next
guests,
week.
everybody. See you next Tuesday.